right, folks, welcome back. Chief Kirk for Kravology. This week we're doing something really powerful. We're going to use dots to connect our hands through punching. This is something that's been working really well in the schools, really well with kids. Stay tuned, you're going to love it. All right, so you can see I brought Kane in. Today we're going to talk about dots, and that's a weird thing to say. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show Kane, and by virtue of showing Kane, show you guys how and why we use the location of dots on our hands and on our body to help people learn to make punches and to rotate efficiently. So here's what we're going to do. I talked to Kane briefly, and I'll say something like this. Let me see your fist. And what I do is I say, Kane, when you punch, I want you to hit with these two knuckles. So we have little dots right there. He can blow on that and make sure it's dry. That's one of the issues. The other issue is this. We're going to fold the knuckles out so you get your tomahawk knuckles. And I'm going to put a dot right here. Hopefully you can see it. And a dot right there. Hopefully you can see it. He's going to blow it dry. And we're going to use just this side, which is his right side today. Then I'm going to say, Kane, when you pull your knuckles in, you're going to use your tomahawk knuckles, and you're going to take these dots, and you're going to attach it to a dot on your face where, let's see if you can see that, where the dot is located, which is where the chin and the jaw meet, right there. So I'm going to ask him to take the tomahawk part of his knuckles and put it on this dot. I'm going to ask him to bend his wrist slightly like this, which will make this vertical, right? So he knows he's punching here. He knows that's where he lands when he pulls in from a punch. So he might be making a punch or retracting a punch. The other thing I'll do is I'll say, can I see your elbow? So his elbow will fold out. I'll look for this bone right here, which is reference from him. And right behind the bone, I'll put a dot. Can you show him that dot? That dot right there? And I'll say that dot needs to go right here as it folds in. Let's see if we can see the dot. Well, pretend there's a dot right there, right? So that dot connects here, sort of where the ribs meet the abdominal wall, where the oblique meets your six-pack, right above there, right below the ribs. So what happens, you're good. So what happens when he retracts his hand, he's got this right here, and he's got his dot pulled in right here. I'm going to ask him to pull the dot in with his lats, not his shoulders. His shoulders need to be loose. So what I'll do is I'll push out on the hand and say, pull back in with your lat. Don't let me push your arm out. Don't let me push it out. And he'll feel his latissimus engage. So now he knows when he sets up, if he throws a jab and pulls this in, or off of retraction of a right hand, where these knuckles go and where the elbow goes, so that he is ready to throw a punch, but he is also in a position where he can defend easily. So he can defend down, he can defend out, he can defend up, he can defend back. So this is more of an ideal place for him to be. The little bend of the wrist is something we'll get to later. It's how we form a punch and get these knuckles on target. But it also creates a vertical line between the wrist and the elbow. So his elbow sits a little bit forward, right? So he'll have to go back to protect his liver a little bit. But in fighting sense, if he's bladed, it's more bueno, as they say. So remember, use dots. Use dots right here on these tomahawk knuckles to where the chin meets the jaw. And use the dot on the elbow here, connected where it would land in front, right below the rib, where your six-pack meets your oblique, right here. And if you can do this, you'll punch much more efficiently. So how do I use this drill? You can relax, let's get it. So how do I use this drill? I have people set up in their dots and they start running their combinations. And as their elbows start to fly out or things start to happen where the hand comes down, the elbow discipline goes back to the side instead of in front, I just simply say the word dots, dots. And when you're working the mitts, it's like shorthand and it tells the person what to do. As an assignment, I will put the dots on them and say, I want you to go into the place in your house, the bathroom or somewhere else, find a big mirror, and I want you to do 100 straight punches where you just connect the dots, connect the dots, connect the dots. And what happens is a muscle memory will eventually form, and it will make your rotation much more efficient, your punches much more efficient, your telegraphing really reduced, and will create a lot of good benefits for you. So remember, use the dots. All right, as always, thanks for listening. Remember to prove everything to yourself. Don't forget, drop down. There's boxes. You can send questions. You can send comments. And remember to please subscribe to Kravology and our other social media sites.